Welcome everybody to today's GOT16 Round 4 Doug Jones League Daily Recap Podcast for January 14, 2023, brought to you by the good folks at Ralston, makers of wheat checks. In Milwaukee today, playing on grass, Stonehurst Mighty Seasons won the first game in 11 innings over Hanks A Lot 6 in a squeaker by a score of 6-5 when Beltra grounded a single between third and short. Huggins scored. Winning pitcher was Farr, losing pitcher was Lindblad. Stonehurst Mighty Seasons lost the next game to Hanks A Lot 6 by a score of 7-4. Winning pitcher was Waddell, losing pitcher was Callahan. Stonehurst Mighty Seasons lost the last game to Hanks A Lot 6 by a score of 6-4. Winning pitcher was Corcoran, losing pitcher was Sabathia. In Chicago today, playing on grass, Green Sand Beach lost the first game to Rocket Dogs by a score of 7-4. Winning pitcher was Higbee, losing pitcher was Glavine. Green Sand Beach also lost the next game to Rocket Dogs by a score of 9-6. Winning pitcher was Kinder, losing pitcher was Rogers. In the third game at Wrigley Field under sunny skies, Burley Grimes pitched a complete game for Green Sand Beach to give his team a 6-2 victory over Rocket Dogs. Losing pitcher was Cooper. In Atlanta today, playing on grass, Baby Got Bat V won the first game over Got Bombed Redux by a score of 4-2. Winning pitcher was Feller, losing pitcher was Harshman. In the second game, Baby Got Bat V beat Got Bombed Redux by a score of 7-5. Winning pitcher was Wallers, losing pitcher was Garces. Baby Got Bat V lost the third game to Got Bombed Redux by a score of 11-6. Winning pitcher was Johnson, losing pitcher was Norman. In Philadelphia today, playing on grass, Plymouth First Comers won the first game over Electric Amish by a score of 5-1. Winning pitcher was Clemens, losing pitcher was Males. Plymouth First Comers lost the middle game to Electric Amish by a score of 8-1. Winning pitcher was Wahlberg, losing pitcher was Newsom. Plymouth First Comers won the last game over Electric Amish by a score of 9-8 when Nick Swisher homered deep to right in the top of the ninth. Winning pitcher was Smith, losing pitcher was Baldshun. The first game in St. Louis today between Kentucky Mules and Bod Game of Thrones under threatening skies, before a small crowd of 16,936 was a walk-off victory for the home squad when Lou Blue lined a single to left center. Don Buford scored. The final score was 7-6. Winning pitcher was Rommel, losing pitcher was Saito. Kentucky Mules were beaten in the second game by Bod Game of Thrones by a score of 4-3. Winning pitcher was Gossage, losing pitcher was Fossum. The third game in St. Louis today before a large crowd of 49,087 was a walk-off victory for the home squad when Jesse Barfield lined a single to right center. Reggie Smith scored. The final score was 1-0. Winning pitcher was Risley, losing pitcher was Valverde. In Cleveland today, playing on grass, Miami Goldfish won the first game over Doug Jonestown Massacre by a score of 4-0. Winning pitcher was Smoltz, losing pitcher was Sewell. In the middle game, Miami Goldfish were handled by Doug Jonestown Massacre by the score of 6-1. Winning pitcher was Losi, losing pitcher was Wakefield. Miami Goldfish beat Doug Jonestown Massacre in the evening game by a score of 8-1, winning pitcher was Luque, losing pitcher was Nieves. Got 16 RD4 Doug Jones League Day's best performers were Rosen, Al who had the best RC performance today for Got Bombed Redux in today's third game at Truist Park in Atlanta. He created 4.4 runs on 4 hits, including 2 home runs, and Roger Clemens who had the best game score today for Plymouth First Comers. He scored 76.0. Here are the current standings. In the East Division, Plymouth First Comers has a record of 55-53 and has a lead over Kentucky Mules, who has a record of 54-54. Miami Goldfish has a record of 54-54. Hanks A Lot 6 has a record of 50-58. In the Central Division, Rocket Dogs has a record of 55-53 and has a lead over Baby Got Bat V, who has a record of 53-55. Electric Amish has a record of 51-57. Stonehurst Mighty Seasons has a record of 47-61. In the West Division, BOD Game of Thrones has a record of 64-44 and has a lead over Green Sand Beach, who has a record of 62-46. Got Bombed Redux has a record of 54-54. Doug Jonestown Massacre has a record of 49-59. Here is your GOT16 RD4 Doug Jones Injuries Report. For BIC's boys got 16 RD4. Hunt, Ron, out for 2 more days, 1 more game. Bohannon, Brian, out for 10 more days, 9 more games. For end of the line got 16-4. Vaughn, M.O., out for 3 more days, 2 more games. For final failures, Westbrook, Jake, out for 20 more days, 18 more games. For got bombed Redux, Stibe, Dave, out for 7 more days, 6 more games. Appling, Luke, out for 3 more days, 2 more games. For got Cha-Cha-Cha 4. Drew, J.D., out for 5 more days, 4 more games. Here are the current batting leaders. The home run leader is McGuire, Mark from PFC, who has 37. The top run scorer is McGuire, Mark from PFC, who has 83. The top RBI producer is Berger, Wally from OPC, who has. The highest batting average belongs to Jeter, Derek from MGF, who is batting .327. The stolen base leader is Morgan, Joe from DJM, who has 30. The longest current hit streak belongs to Jackson, Bo from BGB, who has hit in 15 straight. Here are the current pitching leaders. The ERA leader is Burley, Mark from BGO at 3.15. The top game winner is Burley, Mark from BGO, who has 16. The strikeout leader is Waddell, Rube from Art, who has 162. The highest number of complete games belongs to Glavine, Tom from GSB, who has 9. Burley, Mark from BGO, has the most innings pitched at 214.0. The saves leader is Kinder, Ellis from OPC, who has 18. Here is tomorrow's schedule. Plymouth First Comers is at BOD Game of Thrones in Busch Stadium, 2001-2005, in St. Louis. Hanks A Lot 6 is at Doug Jonestown Massacre in Cleveland Municipal Stadium, 1948-1954, in Cleveland. Kentucky Mules is at Baby Got Bat V in Fulton County Stadium, 1991-1995, in Atlanta. Got Bombed Redux is at Stonehurst Mighty Seasons in Citi Field, 2009-2011, in New York. Green Sand Beach is in Philadelphia against Electric Amish in Baker Bowl, 1915-1919. Rocket Dogs goes TI Miami to face Miami Goldfish in Marlins Park, 2015-2019. Thanks for listening to today's recap. For the best classic fantasy baseball game on the market, visit imaginesports.com. Good night all and see you soon.
Rock and roll was being born, marijuana we would scorn. So down on the corner the national pastime went on trial. We're talking baseball, Klazuski, Campanella, talking baseball. The man and Bobby Fella, the Scooter, the Barber and the Nuke. They knew 'em all from Boston to Dubuque, especially with